when people start interacting with Openclaw or Clawbot, you start to get the realization that these software, they're not just passively waiting for your prompt, but instead they actually can suggest things that they can do for you. And so that's a very different kind of feel historically how humans interact with software, right? Either if you're going back to Salesforce, it's mostly kind of static database driven type of software. And then to SaaS software, again, it's very static as well. Yeah. So with Openclaw, the realization is that two things. One, it changed how AI interacting with the humans, where AI taking a more proactive stand in terms of suggesting item to do. And you can think about the implication it can do for humans going forward, if we can do that safely to replace entry-level jobs, knowledge workers. And the second thing is that, which we might talk about a little later, like there's a thing called Notebook, which is like Facebook for Openclaw. But these agents start to talk to each other almost like as humans, which is quite fascinating to see. So I think, for us, we don't really care whether it's a AGI label or not, but at the end of the day, can AI perform job function with concrete ROI and do that in a safe way and also scalable way?
It's a bit unsettling, right, when AI agents are chatting amongst themselves, and actually was hearing about how these agents are talking about their human users, and it's just really weird. And when we're talking about agents actually just going ahead with opening crypto wallets and without consulting me, it's just, do you think that security burden just really falls on the users? Can we fix that problem going forward?
Yeah, I think one thing, just to set the record straight, Openclaw in its current form is not ready for mainstream. It's not ready for everybody because indeed the open source project is designed to be experimental. So people can try what AI model look like and behave like without any guardrails. So if you think about foundation layer companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, these two companies, they raise a lot of money and they have a lot of researchers to put guardrails within these models and around these models to make sure that they behave as intended, not as unintended, right? So for the first time, Openclaw kind of show what AI can do and can interact with the world without any guardrail. And that's that's a tricky thing, right? You kind of as a user, you trade security for convenience. So I think, again, we expect this form going to iterate going forward. Maybe a year or 2 years from now, it's not hard to imagine or see Openclaw, on-device Openclaw that's just built to enterprise with a safety feature. It's kind of like how software evolved along the way. So again, we think this is a very meaningful development for the software industry. And we will expect this won't be the final form factor of what Openclaw looks like. It will continue to evolve as they go into different verticalized areas.
What are your thoughts on Claude co-work of Anthropic? Anthropic made a lot of headlines over the last week or so with the latest release of new plugins. Spooked a lot of people out there. And there's a lot of soul searching in terms of AI investments, and software is selling off. It's not just software. A lot of companies that have invested heavily in these companies as well. Is this a game changer? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's frankly, it's not too surprising to us as AI investors, especially at the earlier stage. Meaning that we kind of predicted how software evolved from what we call system of record evolving into system of actions. But from the older system of record software business to system of action, you actually need a few layers of progress, of model improvement, and what we call the AI threshold that you have to break through. So right now, Openclaw kind of show as a first example that AI can do those actions in a proactive way, and in somewhat, a reliable way as well. We're not quite there yet, but we'll get there. So in a simple way, I think in Silicon Valley 10 years ago, people talk about, software is eating the world, right? That's why it's a main thesis of Silicon Valley. But I think going forward in the next 5 to 10 years, AI is eating software. in its own ways. The caveat I would say, though, is AI is not eating all softwares. I think softwares that are thin wrappers of the business that's not embedded in the business deep workflow will be taken away by AI. And frankly, that's what Anthropic is going with its verticalized product. It's really useful. If anybody try Cowork, it's like, out of sudden, you don't have to analyze Excel by hand. You don't have to kind of compile the PDF result by hand anymore. AI can do a lot of those things for you in a fairly reliable way. So I think we're at the early inning of seeing that real ROI cases being made in real enterprise business workflow.